I do want to get back to a story that we have been tracking very closely, as the New York Police Department has released body camera footage of the attack on two officers by a group of migrants in Times Square. This happened last month. The video shows a man in a yellow jacket who is believed to be Henry Brito wrestling with the officers as that melee does ensue. Thursday, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced that 7 people had been indicted in connection with the January 27th attack. I do want to send it over to our Fox 5 New York team as they filed this report with a closer look at the video.
We're getting a better look from multiple angles surrounding January 27th's violent beatdown of 2 NYPD officers.
A large group of these males, Mr. Brito included, are standing in front of the shelter, and they're blocking 42nd Street, forcing people to walk around them.
The officers instruct them to go to West 41st Street. Henry Brito, the only suspect currently held at Rikers, is seen on body cam footage telling the officers, "Don't touch me." And seconds later, after he grabs a stroller and begins walking, one of those officers grabs him and pins him against the wall. Brito asks in Spanish, "Why are you stopping me?"
He refused a lawful order. They attempted to place him under arrest, and the melee begins.
The incident in that instant turns physical, as the men around Brito responds to his arrest, kicking and striking officers. Brito comes out of his shirt, and more of the men, prosecutors say a total of 14, jump in, kicking those officers. Thursday, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced a grand jury returned 6 additional indictments against the suspects involved with the assault.
I stand here today confident that we have identified the roles of every person who broke the law and participated in this heinous attack.
DA Bragg went down the line detailing each individual charged in the incident and their role in the assault. They're all accused of striking one of the officers, if not both.
The 5 who have had their charges unsealed all face felony charges. 4 face a top charge of assault in the 2nd degree. 1 faces a top charge of tampering with physical evidence. And as I said, the remaining 2 charges are unsealed.
Mayor Adams supporting DA Bragg's resistance to rush the prosecution, a source of nationwide scrutiny following the assault.
He wanted to get it right.
And that was our Fox 5 New York team, as they were covering that story and had been since that video was first released.
Hey, now that was in New York City. That video was crazy wild. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out, man. Welcome to Dino Reacts, where we are always trying to take our ignorance up to excellence. And this video today is, we're back to talking about these migrants. You see they beating up New York City police officers? Now I got a new clip of what they're doing in Colorado, and this is crazy. Wait till you see it. So as always, let's get after it.
Man, the Democrats really messed up this country.
All right, everyone, welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. We'll take a look at this really disturbing video. It has been making the rounds, going viral. This is out in Aurora, Colorado, and it's one that is making headlines, of course, all over the country, where the mayor of Aurora says Venezuelan gangs are overrunning apartment buildings there as part of an organized criminal effort. Local police have called the...
Man, see, look. Just like I showed you in that video once before, you see in New York what these people are already attacking, straight up attacking New York police officers, dead on the street on camera, to now they're on wanted list. So now we have, these guys are walking around with handguns and it looks like AKs and rifles to take over apartment buildings. This is only happening in Colorado and all these democratic states because of their strict gun laws for the citizens not being able to protect themselves. And then you got a high populace of citizens that don't believe in protecting themselves. Who is going to protect you? So you believe in defunding the police. Let me get this right. So you believe in defunding the police and also not having guns to protect yourself? What do you think these criminals are going to do? They're going to get the guns illegally, and then this is going to happen. Man, let's continue. This is crazy.
incidents isolated, but surveillance video from at least one of the complexes is very startling, as you can see from this video right here. Now, we want to go on for more on this story about what's happening in Aurora. We're joined by Fox News senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse. William.
Many say the problem began when the Biden-Harris team opened the border with migrant apprehensions from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, jumping from 17,000 in 2020 to 600,000 in 2022. So the administration created the CHNV program, which provided migrants from those four countries with humanitarian parole and invited them in. But auditors found widespread fraud in the program, migrants lying on their applications, sponsors using fraudulent identities, including dead people, and traffickers demanding payment from those they sponsored.
They're literally just funneling people into the United States under this program with no expectation they're ever going to leave.
And that's what's...
And therein lies the problem. In their complete idiotic way of trying to bring in their new voter class. You know what I'm saying? Bring in their new tax base. Because right now what is currently happening in the United States is a lot of minorities are not falling into the government understanding of money. There's been a generation of minorities that were falling into the child support system, falling into the alimony system, all of these systems that allow the government to come and take money out of the pocket and then distribute it to the people of whoever in the court system. But now that a lot of men are getting out of that system, that money is drying up like crazy. So they're not only are they trying to ship in eventually Democratic votes, they're also trying to ship in a new governmental paying class. And this, I'm speaking to any man out there that has paid alimony or child support. You know exactly how many of us have been paying into the government for years. And now that a lot of us are wising up, one, not having children, two, not getting married, three, going our own way. Four, a lot of us are just becoming conservatives and understanding and picking very wisely when it comes to the women we want in our lives. A lot of that money for the government is drying up. So what are they going to need to do? Import in an entire new class of citizen that doesn't understand the laws. They're just thinking first you give them a free ride thinking they're getting freebies. Then once you get them on freebies, then you can start taking everything back for them through what? Garnishment. So they're bringing in a new garnishment class, not just a new voting class, but you got to pay attention to it. And in doing that so recklessly, there's one thing doing that through like proper vetted amnesty, but doing it so recklessly as they're doing now is going to lead to what we're seeing here. These guys are going door to door in apartments with guns. Oh my God. Please come. I'm a registered gun owner. Please come to my house. Man, I'm tired of shooting at the shooting range and using my Teflon tip reflex bow to shoot at the trees in my backyard. Please come to my house.
Sources say we are seeing now a mix of innocent migrants along with graduates of the Venezuelan prison gang Tren de Agua, extorting tenants for payment.
There are several buildings actually under the same ownership, out-of-state ownership, that have fallen to these Venezuelan gangs. We did everything we could to quite frankly, keep them out of the city because it's not our problem. This is a federal problem.
So DH...
that's not even saying it's not our problem, it's a federal problem. You are one of the lawmakers in your state. You voted for this. You're a sanctuary city. You voted to make your state a sanctuary state where we're not going to deport illegals if they come into our state. So you don't get to choose which ones they are. You had that choice is supposed to be made at the border. But since you got rid of every single Trump law that was there to prevent that at the border, you brought this on yourself. And listen, bear in mind, I do not wish no pain on any of my fellow Americans. But I tell you right now, you get what you ask for. Now you got to deal with it. And then on top of all that, y'all got rid of all the people with balls. And I'm speaking right now to all my non-vaxxers out there. It took balls to not go get vaxxed. to stand up to the tyranny of somebody trying to medically put something in your body against your own will with the threat of losing your job, not being able to travel, and not being able to enjoy your life, not go to church. It took balls to stand through that time. And for all the people that did that and lost their jobs, those were the strong, free, really dignified patriot Americans. And now they're all out of the states. Now all you got left is people who run. If migrants are taking over apartment complexes, shouldn't the state's National Guard, shouldn't the state's FBI branch, shouldn't the state's CEI or DEA or any of them or the Migrant Authority be able to go right in there, arrest and deport these guys? But this guy right here, what did he just say? It's not our problem, it's a federal problem. No, it's your state's problem. You voted on this. Now you can't hide behind your desk while the people at the bottom are getting completely abused because of your policies. Cowards. Ugh.
Yes, briefly suspended that CHNV program, but restarted it this week, saying they've worked out the kinks. Well, it invites about 30,000 illegal migrants a month to enter the U.S. from those 4 countries. Now, critics say there are 2 problems. One, we still have no way to vet these migrants because we can't get at their criminal histories because those countries will not cooperate, and we can't send them back because their countries won't take them back, which is why you see some of the behavior these gang members appearing to act without any regard to police. It's illegal for them to carry a firearm.
Listen, we don't got to take them back to their countries. We're going to do what we need to do. Drop them right off the border at Mexico where they came in. Let Mexico deal with them. Let the Mexican cartels that are pushing so much fentanyl and drugs into this country, let them deal with them at their borders. Take them all, drop them off at the border, and leave them there. Erupt the wall, get us better border security at the gate that can legally prosecute and imprison them. And if they don't want to go to the borders, they go to prison. Prison here. Become a part of the prison population and let them deal with that so us American citizens ain't got to end up there for the prison industrial complex. We now have over 20 million illegal immigrants in the country right now currently. Of those 20 millions, there's enough of them that are definitely criminals that we can fill up our prison industrial complex. That's a win-win there. Let's start there.
You see from the video, they've got plenty of long guns and handguns as well, because if they're going to be arrested, they're simply going to be released, and they're not going to be deported because we can't keep them, right? Can't afford to keep them. And
if they send them to prison. They're breaking the laws in the state. If you can't deport them, send them to prison. Man, like what is wrong with you people's minds? It's not that hard to figure out.
All those people you see, we have the biometric information on them, but police are not making any arrests. I'll send it back to you.
So, what's the plan here with this? I mean, are they just going to be able to stay for as long as they want? I mean, what's the plan to actually apprehend these people?
So the local police department is allegedly working with the feds, but I will tell you, while Denver is a sanctuary city, Colorado is not officially a sanctuary state. When you look at the rules, there are a lot of prohibitions, I am told, by the local police to actually cooperating with ICE or DEA or HSI, Homeland Security Investigations.
Dude, this is wild. They are going up to the doors with guns. This is crazy. And the police are not making any arrest. This is crazy to me, dude. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Oh, my God. Listen, it's going to spark. But listen, they're in a sanctuary state. This is the state where I'm telling you right now, where most of the men are soy boys. This is a soy state. They're cowards. This is a cowardly man state. That's why nothing's being done about it, and that's why they're there. This is sad. And now, I know there are patriots within the state of Colorado that are going to do some vigilante justice. I do not adhere to it, but I also say, if the country's not taking care of you, if the police are too cowardly to step in and arrest and do their jobs, then the citizens are going to do it themselves. You know that's going to be a part of what's happening. But this is wild. What do you think you're going to do by opening the border? That's crazy.
That's going to draw things out a little bit. I think eventually they're going to get in there and have identified the troublemakers or the gang members, if you will. But again, we have nowhere to send them. I mean, we can put them in ICE custody for a period of time, but Venezuela's not taking people back. We don't have any.
Send them to prison. Send them to prison. Put them in the gulags. Let all of them know that we will have our prisons filled to the brim with these illegal criminals. It's not that hard to figure out.
Diplomatic relations with Maduro at all. So it's a conundrum, right? And that's why they're acting with such impunity. Thank you.
My ass.
And lastly, William, I mean, we're showing this video over us speaking one more time just because, I mean, it's just so brazen the way that they just come in with the guns and really just set up shop here. Unfortunately, I mean, for a situation like this, does it almost at times, because there isn't too much happening with law enforcement, does it have to happen where somebody is injured or killed because of something of the lawlessness that happens that eventually will then lead to getting these people out?
You'd like to believe that, right? But let's just take a look at some of the crimes we've seen in New York City, right? The assault of cops, and people are being let out within 24 hours, and then they find them somewhere else, and then they finally take them into custody, and there may be crimes committed in between there. You know, this problem with these four countries where we don't have diplomatic relations, where we can't just easily send people back. What I am told is happening, the big picture is, we reinstated this program even though the kinks are not worked out, right? We don't have the ability to find out who those sponsors really are. I mean, in the situation, you had 3,000 people sponsoring more than 100,000 individuals. That's not the way it's supposed to go. When you said, you know, when you were a kid and your family said, let's adopt, if you will, a family from another country and provide some money and kind of look after them or whatever, and see that they, you know, settle in the United States in a positive way. Well, that's not what's happening with these programs. Once they're here, no one's watching over their shoulders. And again, this particular prison gang has clearly infiltrated this migrant program, and people being people, they're going to take advantage of the situation. So the cops have their work cut out for them, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about that. William Lajeunesse, thanks so much for joining us on Live Now from Fox. We appreciate it, and you have a great weekend.
That's fucking wild. I don't even know how to explain that to you. Now, let me calm down and let me get into this. Is this what you really want, America? I'm speaking definitely down to anybody that is voting for open borders. Is this what you really want? And in all these states and all these cities where you guys want to enact gun control laws on your patriotic citizens, is that what you want? For these guys to go get guns illegally, bring them into a country illegally, and then run up in your house, take over your apartment complex, charge rent onto you on top of the rent you got to pay anyway. That's what you really want. And if you don't think this can come to you, just give it time. It's already here. It will spread. And then what do you want? Us patriotic, strong Americans? Us ones that's really down to get to there to come and save and protect you, because you're going to always go into your little cowardice emotions and vote for the policies that are going to destroy you? My friends, you're out of your mind. Do you understand that? So, and now let me talk to the liberal women. They got y'all so riled up over abortion, which they just took it back to the state. So they're going to allow you to get emotionally aroused up over abortion so you can vote for that? So when you go on your vote, and when you go in the booth today, this November 5th, and remember, when you decide to vote for Kamala Harris because you're voting for women, you're voting for body autonomy and rights, also know this: you're voting for Venezuelan gang members to run up into your house with guns and take money from you. That's what you're voting for. And you're also voting for there to be no police to be around to protect you. You guys are insane. You're gonna boo-hoo, whine, and cry, sexism, racism, classism, whatever you're gonna do, while at the same time allowing the criminals to come right through the front door. What's the thing they just talk about vampires? Like vampires can't come into your house unless you let them in. Well, good job, liberals. You let them in. Now that the people of Colorado, you voted for this. It ain't no federal thing. That is on you. You did it. So all you can do now is get to your ballot box this November and vote completely conservative down the ticket. We got, the pendulum has swung too far to the left. We got to get it back to the right so we can get back to the center and get this country back together. This is insane. Whew, we got some work to do as a country because they here now. Open the prisons. No deportation. We can't deport. Listen, we can't deport them. Put them in the prisons. Let them deal with some real stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Put them in prisons. We all go. Get them in there. This is insane. Man. Woo. Trump 2024. Let's go. Welcome to another Dino Reacts. If you like my content, like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, chef's kiss.